Constantly here with GO-180 Fitness, bringing you one of my in-home workouts. One of my clients has had trouble with hip bursitis. She's going through some treatments right now, but I wanted to give her kind of a three-part series, something she can do at home. And one of them is just the dynamic warm-up and cool-down that we would normally do. We're not doing any exercises yet. We're just going to do the warm-up and cool-down, and that's what this first part is. And she really doesn't have a lot of exercise equipment at home, so see that these are some of the things that she can use. The only piece of equipment I am using is actually one of my exercise bands. If you don't have one of these, you can use a stretchy towel or sheet, something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and use the band, put the handles on my feet, and we're going to do a warm-up row. If you're with me in the gym, we could use the row machine, but here we are at home, so we're going to make do with that. I'm going to hold my cable here about knee height, and I'm going to go ahead and fully lay back. Because I'm holding on to this cable, it helps me come all the way up. That way you're doing an assisted sit-up essentially without straining the lower back. I want to do this in fluid motion, so with my breaths, it's going to look like this. I'm going to do that for 5 minutes. You want to have a nice upright posture, neutral head. You don't want to be straightening the neck with this. Each time with your effort, you're breathing out. That's going to be your 5-minute row just to get your body warm. And believe it or not, if you really do that for 5 minutes, you'll find that you're warmed up quite a bit actually and ready to move forward before we do some other things. The last thing I'd want to do to warm up the feet and ankles is our 6 feet drills, which we use a lot in our running groups and individuals that are working on running, but it's great to strengthen. All of this, though, is very sparing to the lateral hips, and anything we do, should have any pain or discomfort, I would have her stop or do less motion. For the most part, most of our motion here is forward and back and not side to side so much. With our 6 feet drills, you're literally doing 40 steps forward and 40 steps backward with your feet in 6 directions. So you start with your toes pointed out, stepping forward and stepping back. I'm not going to do it all the steps right here, so it'll take up so much time. But next you would do toes in, keep them committed in as far as you can, and this is definitely done best in your bare feet or socks. Next is going to be on the outsides of the feet. And again, you're 40 steps forward, you're 40 steps back. Map yourself out a spot in your office or your home that you can do this. Next is going to be on the insides of the feet. Really commit to that one if you can. Definitely best to do that one without shoes. The last two then are going to be up on the toes. You're going to go forward and you're going to go back. And the very last one is on the heels. And if you have any tenderness, this is the one that you may want to do with shoes on. But again, forward and back with your toes raised. I will put a link to my little quick 6 feet drill video. If you need that, you should see that down below. Once you're done with the 6 feet drills, we're going to do our leg swings. You want a chair for this or a wall, corner, something that you can stabilize yourself with just a little. This happens to be one of my favorites. I use this a lot. If you ever come and work out with me, you'll probably be doing this with me too. So you're going to go ahead and stabilize yourself very lightly. Stand lightly on your left foot. Your right foot's going to be in motion first. You're going to swing across the body and out. This is one of those where you're going to steadily increase your range of motion as you go, and you're comfortable. Your comfort may be right here, and that's fine. Just work to increase your range of motion. We would do 20 swings, and then we would switch feet. Again, stepping lightly on the right foot, left foot swings. Very important that you have good clearance, especially if you're doing this in your house. It's very easy to kick something pretty hard if you're not careful. Next, we would do forward and back, so I'm going to step lightly on my left foot, swing my foot forward and back, switch sides, lightly on the right foot, forward and back, 20 swings for each set. You get the idea. So those are leg swings, great way to warm up the hip. Be careful with that though if you have any discomfort. And next we're going to go right into our cat and the cow, our yoga stretches. So you're going to come down to all fours, take a deep breath in, and with this one, as you breathe out is when you get your full stretch. So usually with your breath out, you either do an effort or maximum stretch. So in this case, it's the stretch. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to stretch high, arch the back high, drop the head, pull the hips forward. Breathe in as you transition. Breathe out as you push the belly button to the floor, eyes to the sky, tail to the sky. Breathe in as you transition. Breathe out as you arch high. Breathe in as you transition. Breathe out as you drop the belly. You get the idea. Go ahead and do that for 10 repetitions. You'll be done with that one, and then from there you're going to go right into the next exercise, which is more of a stretch. So you're on your all fours. Go ahead and bring your right leg forward. Right leg comes forward. Go ahead and lean into that enough that you can get a good stretch into your left leg. I'm going to scooch over just a little bit so I stay in the camera, but get a good stretch into the front of your left leg. Hold that. Hands are always on the floor with these particular stretches so you can modify your body weight. You're modifying the amount of your stretch at the same time as you do that. Then go ahead and come upright. Get your balance here. Take a breath in, bring your arms overhead. Give me a great stretch high, and then go ahead and lean back just a little. You should feel that stretch across the front of your left side and all the way down the front of your left thigh. Each of these stretches you want to hold for about 15 to 20 seconds. From there, go ahead and tip your toes up. Tip your toes up on your right leg. Come down, balance either on your thigh, get a stop that you can put your hands on, or go all the way down to the ground. Bringing the chest forward. You still have a nice long neutral spine. Bringing that chest forward to the thigh and holding that there. This is a wonderful hamstring stretch. One of the tightest areas for ladies is definitely the hamstrings, which really affects the lower back. Don't short yourself. Hold that for a real 20 seconds. From there, we're going to tuck in. Toes are going to be by the knee. You got the toes by the knee. Heel does not touch the floor at this spot. You're going to bring the body weight down. Let it rest on that right thigh. Pushing down into that and stretching out your calf. This is a great calf stretch here. You're going to hold that, and then we'll just transition to the other side. I am going to run through it just to make it easy for you though. Go ahead and bring the left leg forward. Go ahead and bring the body weight over the left leg, stretching out the front of that right thigh. Again, you'd hold that for 15 or 20 seconds. Lean right back, get an upright posture, arms go overhead. Big breath in. As you breathe out, stretch to the sky and lean back just a little to get a good stretch across the front of that body and down the right thigh. From this point, go ahead and straighten out the left leg, tip the toes up. And again, if you need something to hold yourself up so you can keep that leg straight and the toes up, do so, because you want the stretch to be in the back of the leg, namely the hamstrings at the top of the thigh there in the back. Go ahead and bring the body weight down. You're bringing chest to thigh, still with good posture. You're not bringing your head down. You're bringing your chest down first. Make sure you do that. You're going to hold that for a good 15 to 20 seconds. From there, bring that foot back. Toes are by the knee. Push down into a great calf stretch. And again, take all the body weight that you can into that and hold that there. This is a wonderful stretch for the body. We are almost done. The very last one is called windshield wipers. If you've gotten any of my newsletters, you've seen this. A couple months ago I had that one in there. But it's a very simple exercise, but a good one. So go ahead and lay flat on your back. You're going to go ahead and put the knees together and bring the feet up. One of the things you want to do is make sure your knees are on line with your hips and not up over the waist. So keep them out there on line with the hips. Hands are down, palms are against the mat. You take your breath in as you breathe out. You let your legs go steadily to the side, but you're keeping them in control so that both shoulder blades stay on the floor. You'll let them go down as far as you can with good control. Bring them all the way back up. Take a breath in again at the top. And with good control, they're going to go the other way. Again, make sure you have furniture clearance for this one. Could be dangerous. Come all the way up. If you want more of a challenge, go ahead and stretch the legs high, flex the feet. Big breath in. Breathe out as you drop. Control all the way back up through. Same thing to the other side. I don't have furniture clearance for that, so I'm going to hold off on that one. But that is our first part of our series. It's really what you could use at the beginning for the warm-up and also what you could use at the end for the cool-down. And we do that until you've been pain-free for 2 weeks. So you're just keeping a little bit of a daily motion going with minimal irritation to the lateral thighs. And then we'll move on to part 2. Thanks so much for joining me.